Hi friends, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. If you have not, welcome. For today's video, I am going to be showing and sharing my entire Taylor Swift merch collection. Now, I haven't been collecting for super long. I kind of started with the Red Taylor's version era with like actually buying and starting to collect her merch. So I don't have a ton that like predates that, and I really just don't have like a ton in general. I buy what I like, and like when it comes to the clothing items, I buy what I'll actually wear, with the exception of being the cardigans. I have a few of those that are more just for collector's purposes. So I'll be showing some cardigans, some Eras Tour merch, Eras Tour movie merch, and I'm only going to be showing 2 vinyl records that I have. They're like the rare ones in my collection. I do have an entire video about my full Taylor Swift record collection. If you want to watch that, I'll link it down below, or it'll be at the very end of this video that you can click on and go watch. But I think that's about it for the intro. So let's get into my Taylor Swift merch collection. First, I'm going to be starting with some Midnight's era stuff. I have this mini backpack. I'll be honest, when I saw it on the website, I didn't read the size dimensions. I thought it was going to be more of a full-size backpack, especially for the price that it was. Somebody got this for me for Christmas, I think that year, and it was a nice little surprise gift, but it wasn't the size that I was expecting. Again, for as much as it was, I'm wanting to say it was like $70 something. And it is made of quality material. Like, I don't think it's going to be ruined or anything anytime soon. I don't use it because of how small it is. If it was a normal size backpack, I would use it a lot more, but because it's a mini, I just don't really have a use for it. So this is something that's just more of like a collector's item for me, and because I got it as a Christmas gift, I don't want to get rid of it, and I will hold on to it forever. So there's the first item from the Midnight's era. Next, I have my signed insert from the Moonstone Blue vinyl variant. I did only buy the signed Moonstone one just because when they were coming out, I didn't have a lot of cash to spend on all of the variants. I ended up getting them all later as they were like rolling out. Oh, love the reflection in that. So I only got the signed Moonstone insert. This is the frame that was on her website when they were selling them there for both CDs and the vinyl inserts, I believe. I didn't get the signed CDs either. I only got the vinyl. So this is the signed Moonstone insert with the frame from her website. The next thing I have from the Midnight's era is the Eras crew neck from the Midnight's era, obviously. It has all of the different eras on it, including the Midnight's. I'll be honest, this sweatshirt isn't my favorite. One, it collects hair so easily, so apologies if you can see how like dog hair covered it is. It's very hard to keep it off. There are like some materials in sweatshirts that don't collect hair or hair that easily. This is not one of them. Hair sticks to this so easily, especially when you have 2 dogs. I'm constantly lint rolling it. And honestly, when I got it, I should have got the next size up. This is a medium and I should have gotten a large. It's a little bit small, it's a little bit tight. That's kind of my only complaint with it. I have washed it once. I air dried it because I didn't want it to shrink anymore, and nothing faded. That's a plus for it. The back just has Taylor Swift with like the Eras Tour font on it. So yeah, this is the last piece from the Midnight's era I have. Next, I'm going to show the cardigans that I have. I remember when the Folklore cardigans first went on sale on her website. It was during the pandemic, during quarantine, and I did not have the money to spend on them at the time, so I didn't buy one. Little did I know that they would become literally the most sought after piece of merch from her and her store and her eras. And if I had known that then, I would have bought it, but I didn't at the time. And then I didn't even know that they released like an Evermore version and the holiday versions after that. So when I saw the red Taylor's version one pop up, I snagged it immediately because I also loved it. I loved the color. I loved the stars on it and everything. And I was very happy that I was able to get it before it sold out. I might have to back up a little bit to show it more. So here it is. I got the medium large, I believe it is, and it fits really well. It's a little bit baggy. There's some stars on the other sleeve. I really like the buttons on it. I'll scooch back up. I really like the buttons on it and how there's just this like fun color, and then the patch on the bottom with Taylor Swift on it. I really like this cardigan. Fits really well. It's super cozy. This is what I was planning to wear to the Eras tour, but it ended up being midsummer at my location when I went, and it was like 90 degrees. So this got taken off very early in the morning, and my outfit was kind of lame after that. but this was my original plan. And that's kind of the only time that I've worn it, just because I know how sought after it is and like how valuable it is. So I don't want to like ruin it or anything. So it kind of just sits on a shelf with the rest of the cardigans that I have. The next one I have is the Speak Now, which second to the red Taylor's version one. The Speak Now Taylor's version is my second favorite. I only have 3 of them, so this is the second favorite of the ones that I have. It has these like gold shimmery stars on it, which are really pretty. It has the Speak Now Taylor's version patch on it. And I love the color of the purple. I know some people were like not happy with the color of the purple and they would have changed some things about it. I love it. I think it's very fitting for Speak Now Taylor's version. I have not worn this one. I believe I also got this one, yes, in a medium large. It is smaller than the red Taylor's version one. So this one doesn't fit as well. It fits a little bit smaller. It's not as like baggy as I would like it to be. So I just don't wear it that often. And also because it's a cardigan, I kind of just collect them. I don't really wear them. I just buy them to have them as part of, you know, the cardigan collection. And then the last cardigan I have, which I'll be completely honest, I hate this one. I think it is so ugly. The comments that people had about the Speak Now Taylor's version one, I have about the 1989 Taylor's version one. I don't like this blue. I wish it was more of like a pastel or lighter blue. I don't like it. It has 1989 on the chest. It has TS on the patch for Taylor Swift. And then it has the 5 seagulls on the back, which I don't like it. I don't like this cardigan, but again, I bought it for collecting purposes and I eventually want to have all of the cardigans. They're just really expensive right now. The like earlier Folklore and Evermore and Holiday Collection ones. So I'm not gonna have those for a while. So I've been keeping up with them as they come out. I got this one to have as collecting purposes, even though I personally think it's so ugly. And I'm not gonna wear it. No, it just sits on the shelf. I will say this one fits closer to the Speak Now Taylor's version one, so it's a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter, not as baggy as I would like. For just sitting on a shelf, not bad. Now we're gonna move into the Eras Tour merch and the Eras Tour film stuff that I have. So first I got this t-shirt. It is the like acid wash, almost like band tee that was on her website for the Eras Tour. It has, you know, the logo with all of her photos on the front. It has the dates on the back from the original, well, it's not the dates, it's just the cities from the original announcement and cities that she was going to be performing in. This was from like the first list that was dropped, so obviously cities and locations have been announced since then. This was just the first one. I really do like this t-shirt. I've only worn it a few times, so I haven't washed it enough to get it to be super soft and like super faded, like a good acid wash band tee, but I'm hoping that it'll get there one day. It is super long, but it fits nicely everywhere else. It's just really long, so I'm hoping that over time with more washing, it'll also like shrink up lengthwise. Other than that, I love this t-shirt. I also got this Taylor Swift Eras Tour crew neck from her website. I really like this one. I do kind of wish, same with some others, that I had gotten this in a large. I got this one in a medium. It doesn't fit too bad. I've washed it a couple of times, always air dry it, and it still fits fine. But I'm afraid that if I accidentally throw it in the dryer or something, it'll shrink and it won't fit anymore. I really like this one because it is her in all of the letters through the different eras. And then on the sleeve, it just has 2023. I don't care for this font. I wish it was more of like the Eras Tour font, you know, that's kind of here on the front. And then on the other sleeve, it has all of the cities from, again, the initial drop of cities that was a part of the tour. My city, I know I've talked about it, but haven't said which one. I went to the Denver show, night 2. So we had our surprise songs, I believe, were Starlight and, oh gosh, Back to December, a really good one. Super excited for our surprise songs that we had. I've worn this one a few times, love it. And then I also have the coveted blue crew neck. We waited in line before the show started. We literally got to the stadium. It was probably 9 in the morning because the merch truck was opening up you know, obviously several hours before the show actually started to start selling merch. And there were several merch trucks at our venue. Only one of them had the blue crew neck. So why are you gonna have several merch trucks that aren't carrying all of the merch possible? You know, so the line for that specific merch truck was obviously hours long. It was so long, and of course it was so hot that day that we were like covering up, trying to stay protected from the sun, but we were sweating, we were baking in the sun, but we got the crew necks. This is one of my all-time favorite sweatshirts that I even own. I do wear it quite often, although I'm always careful when I wear it because I know how like special it is and how sought after it was. So I don't want to like ruin it or get stains on it or anything. So I'm always really careful when I wear it, and I usually don't wear it out of the house. It's only when I'm like lounging around on the couch, reading, watching TV, that kind of stuff. So there's the front, there's the back, and then the last clothing item that I have merch-wise is by far my favorite that I have, and I actually wear this one several times a week. I work from home, so I can kind of wear what I want. I don't have to dress up unless I'm like in a call or something. I just have to dress up from the top half. You know how it is. So this is the Taylor Swift Reputation hoodie that dropped, I believe, with like the holiday stuff that just came out last fall, winter season. It has her name all over the front. And on the back it says, "There will be no explanation, there will only be reputation." The iconic phrase saying from the original Reputation album era. And this sweatshirt, it came in like extra small/small, medium/large, and like that sizing. So I got the medium large. It's pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. It fits definitely bigger on the large size than it does a medium. So if you're like a true medium, it's gonna be big on you. I personally like how that fits for this specific hoodie. It's also super heavy. Like, it is good material. It's super thick, super heavy. If it's like a little bit warm outside, I'm sweating in this because it is that thick. But if it's chilly, it's perfect. Like, sometimes you don't even need a jacket when you have this on because it's so thick and so warm. I love the color of it. It's this like light washed gray, almost black. So it's not like super dark. I love that the lettering on it is black, so it kind of blends in, but is also like its own thing. I can wash this one however I want. I have actually dried it to help maybe shrink it up a little bit, and it doesn't change. So if you're worried about that in the wash, you don't have to with this hoodie. This one can actually go in the dryer. It's not gonna shrink up. This one is just my all-time favorite piece of merch that I have, and I actually wear this all the time. And if anything ever happens to it, I will be very sad. That's the last clothing piece of merch that I have. So I'm gonna talk about and show the Eras Tour movie merch that I have that a lot of you probably also have. Actually found one more thing. I kept a bag from the merch store. I know a lot of people were doing that. I did it as well. So there's that bag. I got obviously the print from the Eras Tour film. I put it in this frame from Target. The frame was only like $5, and it sits on my bookshelf. Actually, it sits on the record shelf above all of my Taylor Swift records. Also got the metal popcorn bucket. I didn't get the plastic one just because I didn't need both of them, and I liked the metal one better. So I got the metal bucket and the cup, which also just sits on a shelf. I don't actually use this. It's kind of just like a collector's thing from the Eras Tour era of Taylor Swift. This sits on my shelf. And then there's only a couple of other things left. This one is kind of unofficial. It's People Magazine Taylor Swift Fearless Superstar special edition of the magazine. It's literally all about the Eras Tour and like behind the scenes stuff. What's really cool is it has some like sketches of some of her outfits in it. There's just like other photos from the tour. It's really cool. I got this as a Christmas gift, and it sits on my bookshelf kind of just as a decoration. It also goes like through the history of Taylor Swift and how she got to where she is today. So it's really cool. It's an entire People magazine about her. I wouldn't have picked this up myself, but it was a Christmas gift, like I said. So thankful to have it. I also have, this is random, the Red Taylor's version playing cards. I just wanted to have some little piece of merch other than the cardigan that I might actually like use or, you know, utilize more frequently than the cardigan. So I got the Red Taylor's version playing cards. Haven't even been opened yet. I was hoping then to like start collecting the different eras playing cards, but I haven't even done that. So I have these. they're fun. And then last but not least, I'm only going to share 2 of my vinyl records. Again, I have an entire video about my entire vinyl record collection, all Taylor Swift's. So that'll be at the end of this video. You can click that and go watch it, or it'll also be down in the description. The 2 I'm gonna talk about, the first one is the Lover Live from Paris, which I am very thankful and very grateful to have. I know how sought after this is, and I know how crazy wild the resale prices are. I was lucky enough that I bought this from her web store the day it dropped. Literally, I was out walking the dogs and I got the notification and I saw what it was, and I immediately purchased it knowing that it would be a fan favorite, and I didn't want to miss out on it. I had missed so many previously released vinyl records, like all of the folklore ones. I only have the original In the Trees version, and I didn't get the others, and I deeply regret it. So I knew once this one popped up, had to buy it immediately. And I am so grateful that I did, because I think on Discogs, this one has recently sold for like $600+, which is absolutely insane. And there's no way I would be able to afford that now with these resale prices. So very thankful that I got them from her web store for retail price. I just love them. I've only played them a few times because they're technically like 10 inches, and so it's hard to get it to play directly. On the record player, you have to move the needle specifically to where it starts. So I've only played it a couple of times. Otherwise, they just kind of sit on my record shelf. They're so pretty. Here's the blue one. I know some people are upset that their stickers like weren't right side up with the shape of the vinyl. Like, this one, side D on the blue one, is upside down. Personally, does not bother me. I could not care less. The people who are making them don't get paid enough to care which way your sticker is facing. I am just very thankful that I have it. Now let me grab the pink one. Here's the pink one, side A. I love the like splatter, almost tie-dye effect in the side B. This is definitely one of my most valuable records in my entire collection, and probably one of my favorites too. They're just, I love the shape, I love the colors. The blue and the pink fit the original Lover era and album, and the fact that they were released for Valentine's Day that year, gotta stand. And then the second and last one that I'll show is the Long Pond Studio Sessions. We got to my record store pretty early that day, and we went with a friend. They said they had several copies, and I could even see them when we were waiting in line, the entire shelves. But by the time we got into the store, this was the very last copy. My friend had actually asked one of the workers there if they had any left, and they were able to dig this one out. It has some like bent corners kind of here. Again, does not bother me because I'm very thankful to have this. And when he said that this was the last copy that they have, my friend gave it to me and let me have it. So very thankful for him and for letting me have this as part of my record collection. And honestly, this is another one of my favorites. I actually do listen to this one quite often. Anytime it's like a rainy, gray day outside, it's this album that you need to listen to. And specifically the Long Pond Sessions, because the vibe of it fits a rainy day so well. I really like the gray. I know some people were making comments about the gray too, but I think it fits it really well. You know, the original Folklore album was gray, so carrying that into the Long Pond Sessions and having the actual vinyl disc gray as well, I think fits the album perfectly, and I have no problems with it whatsoever. So that is everything that I have in my Taylor Swift merch collection. Again, I know it's not like a ton of stuff. I know there's a lot of people that have a lot more than that. I just haven't been collecting for super long. And I don't just go and buy things to buy things. There's specific pieces like the Cardigans that I'll collect, and even if I'm not specifically gonna wear them, but most of the things that I get, I'm either going to wear or I'm going to use. Obviously, I bought the playing cards expecting to use them. We just haven't yet. We have other decks that we like, or like the popcorn bucket and the cup. I haven't used these, but it was like a fun event, a fun occasion that my boyfriend and friend and I went to, so I wanted to get it too, because it was also just like a moment in time, you know? That's my collection, some stuff behind it. hopefully with the Tortured Poets department, we'll get some more like actual merch items. I'm really hoping that they haven't released anything because they're revamping their store and how things are sold and shipped out, because there were so many problems during the holiday season with that stuff that they had to start like refunding fans for their orders. And I'm just hoping that they're fixing that, and that's why nothing's been released yet. I have pre-ordered the 4 vinyl variants from her website, so once I start getting those, I'll film an unboxing all of those. But on the day of the release, I always go to Target to get Target's version, which is like a crystal clear one for this album. So there will be 5, and I'll put those in their own video later once I get all of those. But that is my complete merch collection. I literally scoured this entire apartment trying to find everything, and I think I got it all. If you want to see any more Taylor Swift related content from me, leave a comment down below letting me know. And as always, make sure to subscribe for more Taylor Swift content, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.